Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and this time I'm back with some not so good news. I mean, it has been a minute since I have been on here, but I am back like I never left. You know your girl, I take a bit of break sometimes, you know, how life gets, but it is what it is. We move. In terms of today's game, we had an absolutely excruciating, devastating loss to not any other team but the former manager's club. Someone make it make sense. I'm absolutely trying to wrap my head around it, and it's just it's just unbelievable, honestly. Unfathomable. Guys, it has been a minute since I've been on here, but in terms of today's game, I mean, in terms of the last time I left off when we were playing AC Milan, in terms of the Chelsea, in terms of the UEFA Champions League, and I have to say, in terms of Champions League, Graham Potter actually flipped the whole thing up. I mean, we were last in the group. I mean, after the whole loss to Zagreb and the draw to Salzburg, we really needed the boost. So the results from AC Milan, the results from our previous game, it was nice to see that Graham Potter actually stepped up. And you know what? I was actually kind of starting to put some little faith in him. I was like, okay, maybe this guy knows what he's doing. His whole emotional intelligence is not just all that. But today, I mean, I am absolutely shocked. I won't lie. In terms of this game, I had high hopes. I won't lie. I mean, this is his team. It's not even up to be. It's not been up to 6 months since he left. You know, it's not been that long. So I would like to think that, you know, he knows what he's doing. He still knows how his players play. But they absolutely crushed us. I mean, a 4-1 loss to Brighton. With Thomas Tuchel, we were having in terms of all this, in terms of teams like Brighton, in terms of teams like Newcastle, in terms of teams like which other team? In terms of teams that have really young players who are always pressing, they're very aggressive in terms of how they play. We're always having a challenge, even with Thomas Tuchel, who's always ending up in draws. But this one hit different, guys. Is it just me? Tell me in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Like the video too. It really helps me a lot. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So in terms of his formation, we all know that, you know, he's always changing up the formation. He prefers the back three, I have noticed, but at the same time he's always switching it up. He can start with the back three and then halftime he'll switch it up to a back four. He doesn't have a specific type of play in terms of Graham Potter, but in this game again he decided to go with Kepa. And in terms of Kepa, of course, he has been keeping clean sheets, and he's been the preferred goalkeeper. Even though Graham Potter will not say he's the #1 goalkeeper in terms of playing, he has been preferring him. But in terms of this game, I think he lost it. I mean, our defense, of course, it's not Kepa's fault, but it's safe to say he's a bit tired. I mean, he's been playing all the games back to back. Although Mendy had an injury, we still have Bettinelli, who doesn't even play at all. But in terms of Kepa in this game, I mean, the defenders just destroyed him absolutely. You just see by the time halftime, he had to be substituted. The defenders absolutely just brought him down. It was so bad. I mean, the own goal, not only one, but two own goals. We're making history, folks. We're making history. I mean, it's not the best news, but we're still making history. In terms of the formation, he decided to go with the 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, depending on how you want to see it. We had Chalobah. In terms of the defense, we had Chalobah, Thiago Silva, and we had Cucurella. Then it was nice to see Cucurella back in Brighton, and even Cucurella, in terms of the mistakes he was making, he got a bit of boost. I thought they'd cheer him on. I mean, he was their player of the season last season. I mean, even though he left, the boost I felt were a bit unnecessary. And on top of that, you're winning. I think an applause would have been better off. It is what it is. I was not there. If I was there and I was a Brighton fan, I'll probably be cheering him on. But I mean, we're winning. But hey, maybe I don't get the logic behind it. And I mean, fans are fans. Some fans are probably angry that he left. So there's going to be definitely different opinions. There's going to be definitely different feelings towards how the players are. Then let us continue in terms of formation. And in terms of formation, the midfield, this is where we had a lot of chaos. The defense also was chaotic, but the midfield was also equally chaotic. In terms of midfield, we had Pulisic, Now, in terms of Pulisic, I felt like they were overpowering him a bit. I mean, he's a bit of a short guy in nature. So in terms of the aggressive players of Brighton, I felt there were a bit and points in times where he was just struggling. In terms of pivot, we had Kovacic and we had Sterling. Then in terms of the right wing back, we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Then in terms of the front three, we had Kai Havertz, Conor Gallagher, and we had Mason Mount. But in terms of how the game was going, I noticed that Mason Mount sometimes would go back into the midfield. There's a lot of rotation going on. Let us talk about the first half. Now this is where everything, the chaos happened, the demolishing happened, but we did it by our own. We did it to ourselves, guys. I mean, in terms of the first half, of course, the game starts off well. I wasn't able to catch a bit of the beginning part, but in terms of the first goal, now Trossard, I mean, it was a mistake in the midfield. Kovacic made a mistake. Then Brighton ran with the ball. Of course, they really pressed hard. In terms of the first goal by Trossard, a very nice goal. Kepa, he had no chance. He had no chance whatsoever in catching this goal. But in terms of how the game progressed, of course, as I said, Brighton is a high-pressing team. They will try to prove a point. They will want to make the manager feel as bad as possible with his whole emotional intelligence agenda, with his whole leaving. He did not even, I don't think he announced to them that he was leaving. He just left, so I felt like this was a revenge plan, and it wasn't as good as I thought. It's bad. We have losses, don't get me wrong. It's bad. But this one hit different. Is it just me, guys? Comment in the comment section down below. Tell me how you feel. The first goal, we had Trossard scoring. Then the second goal, 13th minute, we had a corner for Brighton. And oh my god, what a beautiful goal from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Although it was a deflection on his knee, it was still an own goal for Brighton. Now Brighton moving on forward, they are more confident, and you'd see it in how they were playing. Then in terms of the next goal, as we're making history, our second own goal, I mean, the mistake again was made in the midfield, and the Brighton players just were ball to ball, pass to pass. It was very fast type of play, and the way the goal happened, I mean, it was incredible. I'm not going to deny it was a sweet goal. If I was Chalobah, I would have probably scored it too. But no. This is not what we need right now. In terms of Premier League table, we are 5th. In terms of the teams behind us, they're catching up, guys. We need to do something. Yes, we've been having some good games, we've been having some wins, we've been keeping clean sheets, but then we just lose it all to Brighton. Really? Absolutely. I just can't believe it, guys. Brighton is winning 3-0 up. They're very confident. Coming back in, Chelsea, I was hoping we'd have a bit of energy. Is it because we've been playing so many games that, you know, we don't have the energy to keep up with players like Brighton? But yet again, we have lots and lots of injuries. And guys, let's just take a moment, okay? Let's just take a moment to talk about Reece James. Now, in terms of Reece James, of course, he picked up an injury. But do you guys see the difference? Do you see the difference? Really miss Reece James. I really wish him quick recovery. Of course, we have so many players out. We have Koulibaly out. Fona is out. Kante is out for a long time. Reece James is out. Koulibaly is out. The injuries in our team, of course, we're always suffering injuries. But it is not an excuse. So many teams have injuries, but actually, guys, I just got the notification about Graham Potter on what went wrong. I really want to read it so that I can tell you guys my reaction. But let me finish up. I'll get into it. So in terms of the second half, we come in strong. We're gingered. We have rested. We even changed our goalkeeper. I mean, it was clear that Kepa was feeling a bit overwhelmed. Mendy comes in. Without wasting any more time, 2 minutes in, Kai Havertz, of course, doing what he does best, just gives us an incredible goal. Great assist from Conor Gallagher, great header from Kai Havertz, and it was incredible. It was incredible. And you know, the players were wild up, and I was thinking, you know, this is a chance, guys. Let us carry this. Let's just at least 3-2. 3-2 is not so bad. You know, a 3-3 draw, okay, fine, but a 4-1 loss. I was not able to do a preview, but in terms of scores, we were slashed. We were absolutely thrashed with a 4-1 loss. In terms of what Graham Potter had to say, in terms of the in terms of the post-match comments, in terms of what he had to say, all he had to say was that the atmosphere was very intense. We've been having a very busy schedule. Excuses, excuses, excuses. That is all I heard in terms of what he said. In terms of mistakes that we made, I absolutely agreed. We came back in the second half trying to put up the energy that we lost in the first half, but it was too little, too late. Graham Potter, what happened? Guys, I was not expected to come back with a rant, but I had to do this, guys, and I had to do this for you guys. I'm sorry for not posting for a while. I hope to be able to come back more consistently. Pray for me, guys, and hopefully everything works out. I'm trying to stay positive, and you guys should too. In terms of the next fixtures, we'll be facing Zagreb on Wednesday, so I am excited for that. At least in the Champions League, we're doing well. I think we have qualified for the final 16, and at least that will comfort my heart, you know. The champions! Maybe an opportunity to win that. That's probably what will make me feel a bit more comforted over the weekend. But in terms of this game, an absolute flop. I literally expected more from Graham Potter. I mean, he was going back to his players, to his old friends, to his OGs. You don't forget how to ride a bike, bro. I know it's not the same. I'm just using an analogy, but you cannot forget how to ride a bike. Who forgets how to ride a bike? Subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Please like, share, comment down below on your thoughts on how this game went, and absolutely I'll be seeing you in my next video. Share it to the family and friends. And after Chelsea, let's go to the Champions League. A very sad loss.